Hi everyone, welcome back to Actual English. I'm Jennifer Clyde. It's time for lesson 228 and today's topic is saunas. Do you enjoy going to the sauna or these public bathhouses? There's something similar to a sauna, and we call them a place where we could really just soak ourselves or sweat in these small rooms. The difference is that these 찜질방s, as we call them, they're a place that men and women go to. They go to these shared or common area with something on, with clothing on. Whereas if you go to a sauna, most likely they will be separate. So there is going to be a men's sauna and a women's sauna, and you will be naked in them, usually. Unless you're, I guess, really embarrassed and a shy person. Anyhow, we'll be talking about saunas today, and we'll get help from these two people, Peter and Kelly. So let's get started with Actual Talk.
Kelly, you know what I love to do after a long day at the office?
What's that?
Is have a long hot soak in a massive tub with a lot of other men in the sauna. Okay, not at home, in the public sauna in Korea. It's so good. And I was wondering if you like it as well. Not with men, obviously.
It just sounded very funny when you first described that. Thanks for clarifying. You know what? I've heard a lot of cool things about sauna, but I've never tried it.
Not once in Korea?
No, not once.
And you've been here quite a while, right?
Yeah, guilty as charged.
Wow, how come?
I think part of it is my own shyness. Even though I've been told that this is a place where people go to be felt like they're cared for, and it's a very nurturing environment where there's not a lot of judgment. When I've gone to gyms or swimming pools, I have a very large tattoo on my body.
Oh, wow.
And as I said, I've been here a long time. I also used to have some body piercing, and I guess I felt that because that was normal in my culture and not in Korea, I felt people stared out of curiosity, not cruelty.
Sure.
I felt nervous. I didn't feel comfortable with myself, so I couldn't relax.
I can understand that, definitely. I guess all eyes were on you, you know.
It felt like it, yeah.
Not just being a foreign girl in a Korean sauna, but with tattoos, even more so.
One tattoo.
One tattoo. Okay, wow.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, but you're right. I get self-conscious. Well, I used to when I first started going. But the more you go, the more you get used to like everyone being naked, everything's hanging out. And yeah, I don't know. You just lose your self-consciousness bit by bit.
I've heard so many good things about it. And I mean, I think that, you know what? I'm going to give it a try.
Really?
I promise.
You do promise. I want to see evidence. I don't know what kind of evidence, but I want to make sure that you've been.
I'm going to make it happen, and I think I'm going to benefit. So that's my goal for this month.
It will open your eyes.
I bet it will.
Well, Peter has been to a sauna before in Korea, and Kelly has not even once. She's lived in Korea for several years, but she has not, I guess, visited a sauna before because she's mainly shy, I guess. So that's what they talk about in today's Actual Talk conversation. Let's take a look at it in more detail. Here we go. First of all, Peter begins by asking Kelly a question. Kelly, you know what I love to do after a long day at the office? So this is simple. You know what I love to do? You know what I enjoy doing? Okay, after a long day at the office. A long day at the office does not mean that you're spending time or a lot of time at the office. You could say a long day at the office even if you don't work in an office. Let's say even for freelancers, we're moving from one place to another, from one studio to another studio. But if we have had a long and hard day, if we worked very hard and we feel exhausted, you can say that you were tired from a long day at the office. Just basically means you worked very hard. So once again, he's asking, do you know what I love to do after a hard day, after I've worked really hard? Well, Kelly asks, well, what's that? Here we go. He says, it is to have a long hot soak in a massive tub. All right, he's added some information, but let's just take a look at this first line. It is to have a long, hot soak in a massive tub. Soak. Soak can mean the state of being in a liquid, such as water. So it can mean a bath, for instance. It could also mean to bathe, which means to take a bath. So if you put something in water or any type of liquid, you would be soaking it. If you place something in a liquid or keep it in a liquid, it means to soak something in something, okay? But here he's just talking about a long, hot bath, okay? In a massive tub. We're talking about a bathtub, but a very big one, a massive tub, with a lot of other men in the sauna. Okay, and then he says, okay, not at home and in a public sauna. In Korea, it's so good. Okay, so he's just saying that after, a long day at work, after working so hard, he enjoys going to a public sauna. A sauna where he can really, really enjoy a nice, long, hot bath. And then he asks, and I was wondering if you like it as well. Well, she says it sounded really funny when you first started to describe that. I laughed too, okay? Why? Because when Peter was talking about what he enjoys doing, he just mentioned something about taking a nice hot bath with other men. So I was like, what is he saying? But he was talking about going to a public sauna. So it made sense, but that is what she is saying. At first, when you started telling me about how you like to take, a bath with other men, it sounded funny. When you first started to describe that, that's what she is talking about. And then she says, thanks for clarifying. Clarify means what? To clarify something means to be clear about something, okay? Often to, explain something so as to get rid of the confusion. So, clarify means to explain in detail, okay, or to be clear. So she's saying, okay, thanks for clarifying, meaning thanks for telling me exactly what you meant because I was confused, okay? And then she says, I have heard a lot of cool things, great things about sauna, but I have never tried it. So she has never tried it. She has never gone to a sauna before. Not once in Korea? And you've been here quite a while, right? So you say not once? You have not once gone to a sauna? Not once been to a sauna in Korea? And Kelly says, guilty is charged. Okay. If you wondered what that meant, guilty is charged, guilty is charged. Now this is a term that's usually used when you want to say things like, yeah, I did it, I admit it, you're right, I did what you said. So when you admit something, when you want to say, you're right, I did it, you can just say, guilty is charged. Yep, guilty is charged, meaning right. You're correct about me not going to a sauna even once. And he says, wow, how come? How come is just another way of asking why, right? Wow, why? Wow, how come? I think part of the reason is my own shyness. Even though I've been told that this is the place people go to be felt like they are cared for. Okay, this is a long sentence, so let's break it up. So she's saying part of the reason, or one of the reasons, is her shyness. She's too shy to go to these saunas, okay? Even though she's been told, even though people have told her that this is the place people go to be felt like they are cared for. Especially, I guess, when you get a massage at saunas, you're cared for. They pay attention to you. So she says, and it's a very nurturing environment. I wouldn't say that saunas are exactly a nurturing environment, but I think certain saunas where they have spas or separate sections where you can get a body massage, maybe that area could be nurturing, okay? Or that area could have a more nurturing environment. But anyhow, nurturing. Nurture comes from nurture, N-U-R-T-U-R-E. Nurture means to take care of, to look after. Okay, so she's saying it's a very caring environment. I have a very large tattoo on my body. Okay, so she's got a tattoo on her body. And so Peter says, oh, wow, this is how he reacts to Kelly when she says, I have a tattoo. The word tattoo, I'm sure you are aware of what a tattoo is. A lot of people, perhaps young people, get tattoos, on all different parts of their bodies. But anyhow, just to make sure you know how to pronounce the word correctly, I think it could be pronounced tattoo, but that is incorrect. It's not ta, it's sound. So it's a tattoo, okay? Anyway, here we go. Kelly says, I also used to have some body piercing. And I guess I felt that because that is normal in my culture and not in Korea. Okay, so she was talking about how one of the reasons why she hasn't been to a sauna is because of her shyness, because she is shy. Another reason is maybe because she has a tattoo. And also in the past, she's had some body piercings. But she said, well, it's almost natural in America, where she is from, okay? My culture, meaning her home country, where she is from. But it's not as common in Korea. So she says, well, I felt kind of awkward and uncomfortable because it's not normal in Korea. I felt people stare out of curiosity. People stare at you. They can't take your eyes off of you, okay? And she says, out of curiosity, not cruelty. What does she mean by this? So here, let's take a look at this sentence here. She says, I felt people stare out of curiosity. Stare is what? To stare is to look at someone or something very carefully. You're watching something, okay? You're focusing your attention on that thing or that person. But she's saying out of curiosity, meaning because of curiosity. They would stare at me because they were curious, okay? But they weren't being cruel, not cruelty. Not out of cruelty, but people were staring out of curiosity, okay? So she says, I didn't feel comfortable with myself, so I couldn't relax. Now, this would be the key. She couldn't relax, so she avoided going to places like saunas. He says, I can understand that, definitely. I totally can understand. And then he says, I guess all eyes were on you. All eyes are on somebody. Okay, imagine you go to a sauna, for example. And if all eyes are on you, it means that everybody in that room or at that sauna is watching you. Okay, their attention is on you. Everyone is watching you. You're being watched or looked at. And in some cases, if you say that all eyes are on you, it could mean that people watch something or someone to see what happens next. Okay, so anyhow, all eyes are on somebody means that all people's attentions are on you. It's focused on you. Everybody is watching you. So she says it felt like it. Yeah, that's exactly how it felt. Not just being a foreign girl in Korea, in a Korean sauna, but with tattoos, even more so. Okay? He's saying, yeah, even more. That's an even bigger reason. First of all, number one, people could stare at you because you are not a Korean, because you're a foreign girl, but a foreign girl plus with a tattoo, it makes people watch you or look at you even more. That's what he is saying. She says, oh, one tattoo, just one, let's be clear. Okay, so she's clearing that up so that he is not confused about the number of tattoos that she has. She says, I have one tattoo, just one, no more than one. Yeah, but you're right, he says. I get self-conscious. It's like when you say that you get self-conscious, you're feeling uneasy and uncomfortable. He says, I used to when I first started going, meaning feeling self-conscious, but the more you go, the more you get used to everyone being naked. Here's our word. Naked is another word for nude, okay, N-U-D-E. It means without clothing or without any kind of covering, okay? So if you're not wearing anything, you would be naked. So he's saying you get used to being naked and you just lose your self-consciousness. We're talking about the awareness of people watching you, for example. Uneasiness even, bit by bit. Bit by bit is little by little, in small amounts. Sometimes it can mean slowly or gradually, little by little. Now, Kelly says, I heard so many good things about it, and you know what? She says, I'm gonna give it a try, meaning I'm going to try it. In this case, she's saying I'm going to try going to a sauna. Yeah, I'll go to a sauna once, I promise. And he says, you do promise? I want to see evidence. I want to make sure you go. I don't know what kind of evidence, but I want to make sure that you have been there. So I guess he's saying this because he knows that, it's a pretty nice experience. So he's saying, since you promised, you have to go and you have to prove to me that you have been to a sauna. Kelly says, I'm going to make it happen, meaning I will make sure that I go to a sauna and I think I'm going to benefit. Okay, I'm going to benefit, earn something from this. That's my goal for this month, meaning she will go to a sauna this month no matter what. And here we have Peter saying finally, it will open your eyes. Okay, it will open your eyes. Open one's eyes means to understand something, or even in some cases, it means to become interested in something. So he's saying, yeah, going to a sauna will open your eyes. It'll help you understand why people go, or it may even interest you. You may even get hooked on going to saunas. Okay, anyhow, let's take a listen to the whole conversation one more time.
Kelly, you know what I love to do after a long day at the office?
What's that?
Is have a long hot soak in a massive tub with a lot of other men in the sauna. Okay, not at home, in the public sauna in Korea. It's so good. And I was wondering if you like it as well. Not with men, obviously.
It just sounded very funny when you first described that. Thanks for clarifying. You know what? I've heard a lot of cool things about sauna, but I've never tried it.
Not once in Korea?
No, not once.
And you've been here quite a while, right?
Yeah, guilty as charged.
Wow, how come?
I think part of it is my own shyness. Even though I've been told that this is a place where people go to be felt like they're cared for, and it's a very nurturing environment where there's not a lot of judgment. When I've gone to gyms or swimming pools, I have a very large tattoo on my body.
Oh, wow.
And as I said, I've been here a long time. I also used to have some body piercing, and I guess I felt that because that was normal in my culture and not in Korea, I felt people stared out of curiosity, not cruelty.
Sure.
I felt nervous. I didn't feel comfortable with myself, so I couldn't relax.
I can understand that, definitely. I guess all eyes were on you,
It felt like it, yeah.
Not just being a foreign girl in a Korean sauna, but with tattoos, even more so.
One tattoo.
One tattoo. Okay, wow.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, but you're right. I get self-conscious. Well, I used to when I first started going. But the more you go, the more you get used to like everyone being naked, everything's hanging out. And I don't know, you just lose your self-consciousness bit by bit.
I've heard so many good things about it. And I mean, I think that, you know what? I'm going to give it a try.
Really?
I promise.
You do promise. Yes. I want to see evidence. I don't know what kind of evidence, but I want to make sure that you've been.
I'm going to make it happen, and I think I'm going to benefit. So that's my goal for this month.
It will open your eyes.
I bet it will.
Welcome back, everyone. It's now time for actual expressions. Okay, let's start by taking a look at some vocab words. The first word we have for you is soak. Soak. As I mentioned, there is the noun form and the verb form, but that is the pronunciation. Soak. Okay? If it's used as a noun, it means a bath. And as a verb, it means to bathe, meaning to take a bath. Clarify, to explain or simplify something, to make something clear, okay, so as to remove confusion. And nurture means to care for. There was nurturing environment in today's actual talk conversation, right? What about naked? Naked. Another word for naked is nude, or a bit casual or informal, but this can mean stripped, naked, not wearing anything, or not being covered by any type of clothing or covering. Self-consciousness, self-consciousness, self-consciousness. It means uncomfortableness or uneasiness, especially because you may be in an area and you are aware that people's attentions are on you. People are watching you. So when you feel that people are watching you, you may be self-conscious, very uncomfortable. All right, here we go. All eyes are on somebody or something. Okay, it means that everyone's attention is, on you. All eyes were on the top 10 runners-up. Top 10 runners-up of the audition program. Runners-up. The first runner-up would be someone at the very top of the list. The top 10 runners-up would be the best top 10 people. Okay, top 10 best performers, perhaps. So all eyes were on somebody means everybody's attention was on that person. Everybody's watching him or her. Moving on, bit by bit means little by little in small amounts. Slowly, gradually, you can say, my mom learned to use her smartphone bit by bit. So you're saying that your mom learned how to use her smartphone over some time. She didn't learn it all of a sudden, all at once, but it took her some time to learn how to use her smartphone. Let's try it together. My mom learned to use her smartphone bit by bit, little by little. And here we go, our final pattern. Open your eyes to something. This means to cause somebody to understand something or to cause someone to be interested in something. Here we go. Volunteering at the animal shelter opened my eyes to how irresponsible and cruel people can be. Okay, so we're saying that volunteering at an animal shelter helped you. It made you open your eyes. It made you understand or realize how irresponsible and cruel people can be. Okay, so please do keep these vocab words and expressions in mind. Practice them more on your own.
I've never been to a sauna in Korea before, but one time I took a trip to Japan with my boyfriend, and in the hotel we stayed at, there was a sauna, and the sauna was free. So I decided to give it a try. But when I went there, I found out that it was a little bit awkward. Most people were there with friends or family, and people were chatting really quietly amongst each other. But being by myself, I didn't really have anyone to talk to, and I didn't really want to stare at people, so I just kind of sat in the water and just kind of stared into the water to not make it even more awkward than it already was. I think even if I went with friends, it would still be awkward. Usually American people are a little bit weird about being naked, so I don't think saunas are really for me, but I am glad that I tried it at least once.
Alexis has shared a story of hers, and she said that she has been to a sauna once, and she's glad that she's tried it out. But the sauna that she visited was not in Korea. It was actually in Japan when she went to Japan on a trip. So let's take a look together. One time I took a trip to Japan. So she took a trip to Japan, and in the hotel, the sauna was free. The sauna was free. So I guess that is why she checked it out. You know, we are talking about saunas today, and maybe you may have been, careful, or you may have paid attention to how I pronounce the word, but let's go over it. A lot of people tend to say sauna, right? Sauna, but it's more sauna, sauna. It's like 2 syllables, sauna, sauna, okay? Anyhow, this is when she went to Japan. She went to the sauna because it was free. She did not have to pay. When I went there, I found out, I discovered that it was a little bit awkward, meaning she felt a bit uncomfortable, uneasy, okay? It was a strange feeling. I just sat in the water meaning she probably sat in the bathtub or the tub and just kind of stared into the water. Today, Kelly talked about how people would stare at her out of curiosity. Now, stare means to look at, right? Okay, to watch and to look at. But what did she do? She sat in the water, in the tub, and looked at something constantly. Looked into the water. She stared into the water. That's what she did. Usually, American people are a little bit weird about being naked. Weird means strange. It just basically means that American people tend to be uncomfortable about being naked. They feel uncomfortable if they are naked in front of other people. Okay, and that pretty much does it for today's actual story. So I guess, I think I did say that Kelly was from America, but actually Kelly is from Canada and Alexis is from America. But these two have something in common. As women, they are pretty shy, and they did say that it's kind of an awkward experience because especially Canadian or American women tend to be shy. They don't feel comfortable without clothing when they are naked. Okay, that's a wrap.
I've never been to a sauna in Korea before, but one time I took a trip to Japan with my boyfriend, and in the hotel we stayed at, there was a sauna, and the sauna was free. So I decided to give it a try. But when I went there, I found out that it was a little bit awkward. Most people were there with friends or family, and people were chatting really quietly amongst each other, but being by myself, I didn't really have anyone to talk to, and I didn't really want to stare at people, so I just kind of sat in the water and just kind of stared into the water to not make it even more awkward than it already was. I think even if I went with friends, it would still be awkward. Usually American people are a little bit weird about being naked, so I don't think saunas are really for me, but I am glad that I tried it at least once.
I don't think I'll ever get used to going to a sauna, although I do go to saunas sometimes. I do like to go to relax, but I still don't feel comfortable without a towel around me, so I always drape a towel around me when walking around in a sauna. All right, anyhow, you may really enjoy going to a sauna to relax or to just sweat, to lose weight, or for any other reason. And it's nice to go occasionally to get a massage as well. They will give you some really great body scrubs and body massages, and sometimes even facials I think you can get at saunas, at most saunas that is. So today we talked about saunas. Once again, how do you pronounce it? Sauna, sauna. It's not sauna, it's sauna, sauna. Okay. Now there are places such as 찜질방s, as I've mentioned, saunas. Where else? Spas, where you can go to really relax, right, and relieve stress. We'll be talking about another place that people go to, especially women. I think men go these days too, but a lot of women go here to, feel nurtured. It's a very nurturing environment to get I guess their nails done and their toenails done. As we call them, manicure and pedicure. Now, a manicure is where they care for your hands and your fingernails. A pedicure is where you go to get, your feet cared for. Okay, like a foot scrub, exfoliation, and when they paint your toenails, that would be getting a pedicure. So let's talk about manicures and pedicures next time. Another relaxing experience. All right, everyone, come on over to our homepage. Find us at www.ebse.co.kr. Look for Actual English with Jennifer and post up your comments and thoughts on our message board. That is it for today, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you again soon. Until then, take care and bye for now.